Tommy Hilfiger biography. Since launching his namesake brand in 1985, Tommy Hilfiger has become globally renowned as the pioneer of classic American cool style, fusing East Coast classics with a laid-back West Coast twist. Inspired by iconic pop culture and Americana heritage, the designer and his brand are driven by an ever-optimistic vision to break conventions and celebrate individuality. Today, under Hilfiger's guidance, vision, and leadership as principal designer, Tommy Hilfiger is one of the world's most recognized lifestyle brands that shares its inclusive, irreverent, and youthful spirit with consumers worldwide. Youth and early inspirations. Hilfiger was born the second of 9 children in Elmira, a small town in upstate New York, and experienced what he describes as a typically American upbringing in the 1960s. His career in fashion began as a high school student in 1969, when he fell in love with music and the styles worn by rock stars. He wanted to mimic the look, though no shops in his hometown catered to the style. With just $150, Hilfiger drove to New York City to buy 20 pairs of bell-bottom jeans and returned to Elmira to sell them from the trunk of his Volkswagen Beetle. It was an instant success, and he soon opened his first store, People's Place, where they sold the cool styles we couldn't find in our small town. The birth of the brand. Opening People's Place confirmed that design was Hilfiger's true passion, and in 1979, he moved to New York City to pursue a career as a full-time fashion designer. There, he caught the eye of Mohan Mirjani, a businessman who was looking to launch a line of men's clothing and believed that Hilfiger's entrepreneurial background gave him the ability to approach men's fashion in a new way. With Mirjani's support, Hilfiger introduced his first collection in 1985 by modernizing button-down shirts, chinos, and other time-honored classics with updated fits and details. The relaxed, youthful attitude of his first designs has remained a distinctive hallmark throughout Hilfiger's collections. The Hangman ad. Hilfiger's first advertising campaign ignited his career and put his name on the map overnight. He partnered with legendary ad man George Lois to develop the concept. Located in the center of New York's Times Square, the Hangman billboard featured Hilfiger's name along with other top American designers, announcing to the world that Hilfiger was the new kid in town. The ad made a very bold statement that I had to live up to. It was risky, but running a business is all about taking risks, Hilfiger recalls. The collaboration launched a dynamic and productive relationship between Hilfiger and Lois, who went on to partner numerous times, including publishing the book Iconic America, a roller coaster ride through the eye-popping panorama of American pop culture. FAME. Throughout Hilfiger's career, FAME has been a never-ending source of inspiration. The acronym stands for Fashion, Art, Music, and Entertainment. Throughout the 1990s, Hilfiger was one of the first designers to blend fashion and celebrity, and he spearheaded a series of memorable, pop culture-driven campaigns with a range of cultural influencers and trendsetters. Hilfiger became an industry pioneer by sponsoring the tour of Britney Spears, the Rolling Stones, Sheryl Crow, Jewel, and Lenny Kravitz. The Tommy Hilfiger brand also collaborated on fragrance campaigns with Beyoncé and Enrique Iglesias, and a fashion campaign with icon David Bowie and supermodel Iman. Global growth and acquisition. As Hilfiger's initial menswear designs merged with popular culture, his brand quickly expanded into a true global lifestyle brand. Today, its product portfolio includes Hilfiger collection for women, Tommy Hilfiger tailored for men, Hilfiger denim, men's and women's sportswear, and kidswear. Through select licensees, the brand also offers lifestyle products such as bodywear, footwear, eyewear, sunwear, watches, jewelry, handbags, socks, fragrances, and bedding. In 2010, the Tommy Hilfiger business was acquired by PVH Corp., and Hilfiger remains the company's principal designer, providing leadership and direction for the global design process. The brand has an extensive distribution network spanning 100 countries and operates more than 1,800 Tommy Hilfiger retail stores throughout 5 continents, as well as on Tommy.com. Collaborations and mentorship. Hilfiger has established a long-standing mandate to support the global design community, and he has initiated numerous pop culture collaborations from the worlds of art, music, entertainment, sports, and fashion. In fall 2015, the brand announced its partnership with globally renowned tennis star Rafael Nadal as the brand ambassador for underwear, tailored and fragrance, including the launch of the THFL X Rafael Nadal Edition tailored collection. In fall 2016, the brand introduced its global ambassadorship with supermodel Gigi Hadid for Tommy Hilfiger Women's, including apparel, footwear, accessories, and fragrance. The partnership included the launch of the Tom X Gigi collection, designed by Hadid in collaboration with Hilfiger, which celebrates Hadid's relaxed West Coast approach to style fused with Hilfiger's signature East Coast heritage. Furthermore, Hilfiger has opened his design studio for collaborations with inspiring industry influencers including the Ramones, Keith Haring, Zooey Deschanel, Alexa June, Olivia Palermo, and Johannes Hubel. Hilfiger's experiences at the beginning of his career also impacted his commitment to mentoring the next generation of aspiring designers. Tommy Hilfiger sponsored 5 seasons of Americans in Paris, a CFDA Vogue Fashion Fund initiative to support emerging American designers, and as a direct result of the program, Hilfiger collaborated with designers Simon Spur, Peter Somm, Alberta Swampole, and Georgia Squivel, further reflecting his commitment to mentoring the next generation of designers and entrepreneurs. Hilfiger has also had speaking engagements at over 20 campuses worldwide, including Parsons School of Design, Central St. Martin's, University of Oxford, Delhi's National Institute of Fashion Technology, and Harvard University. Philanthropy. In 1995, Hilfiger launched the Tommy Hilfiger Corporate Foundation with the mission to empower America's youth, placing a major emphasis on education and cultural programs. In 2012, all foundation activities were aligned under the global banner Tommy Cares, to unite the brand's philanthropic commitments, nonprofit partnerships, and employee engagement. Tommy Cares works with PVH global partners Save the Children, the World Wildlife Fund, and War Child, among others. Hilfiger is also involved in supporting charitable causes including Autism Speaks, the MLK Junior National Memorial Project Foundation, the Fresh Air Fund, Breast Health International, the Global Lyme Alliance, Glam for Good, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Honors and awards. Hilfiger's diverse achievements in business, retail, and fashion have earned him a variety of distinguished awards, most notably the Council of Fashion Designers of America's Jeffrey Bin Lifetime Achievement Award in 2012. Additional acknowledgments have included the CFDA's Menswear Designer of the Year, 1995, the Parsons School of Design's Designer of the Year Award, 1998, GQ's Man of the Year 1998, GQ's International Designer of the Year 2002, the Hispanic Federation's Individual Achievement Award, 2007, UNESCO's Support Award 2009, Marie Claire's Lifetime Achievement Award 2009, Philadelphia University's Spirit of Design Award 2011, GQ India's Icon Award 2014, GQ Germany's Designer of the Year Award 2015, and the Daily Front Row's Fashion Visionary Award 2016. Furthermore, the Tommy Hilfiger brand has won several Fifi Awards, the fragrance industry's most illustrious honor. Personal life. Hilfiger is married to Dioclepo Hilfiger, and together they have 7 children. They live between New York City and Greenwich, Connecticut. In November 2016, Hilfiger published his memoir, American Dreamer, in which he reflects on his experiences in the fashion industry from the last 30-plus years. Tommy Hilfiger BV, formerly known as Tommy Hilfiger Corporation and Tommy Hilfiger Inc., is an American clothing brand that manufactures apparel and licensed products such as footwear, accessories, fragrances, and home furnishings. The company was founded in 1985, and its merchandise is sold in department stores and over 2,000 freestanding retail stores in 100 countries. In 2006, private equity firm Apex Partners acquired the company for approximately $1.6 billion. In March 2010, PVH Corp., then known as Phillips Van Heusen, bought the company. Daniel Grieder was appointed CEO in July 2014, while founder Tommy Hilfiger remains the company's principal designer, leading the design teams and overseeing the entire creative process. Global sales in retail through the brand were $9.1 billion United States dollars in 2022. Tommy Hilfiger's career in fashion began in 1968, when he co-founded a clothing and record store named People's Place in upstate New York, using $159 he had saved from working at a gas station as startup money. He oversaw the expansion of the company into a chain of 10 stores. Despite meeting with initial success, People's Place filed for bankruptcy in 1977. In 1979, Hilfiger moved to New York City to pursue a career as a fashion designer, working on several different labels including Jordache jeans. In the early 1980s, he met Moham Mirjani, an Indian textile magnate hoping to launch a line of men's clothing. With Mirjani's backing in 1985, Hilfiger debuted his first signature collection, which featured modernized versions of button-down shirts, chinos, and other classic preppy styles. The casual and youthful attitude of these first designs would remain a trait of the company's later collections. The new clothing line made its debut with a high-profile marketing campaign, which included a large billboard in Times Square by advertiser George Lois. The Tommy Hilfiger brand left Mirjani International in 1989, with Salas Joe instead providing financial backing. That year, Lawrence Stroll and Joel Horowitz, both former executives of Ralph Lauren, were hired as executives of the newly formed company Tommy Hilfiger, Inc., which had an initial focus on casual male sportswear. The Tommy Hilfiger Corporation went public in 1990. After licensing Peppy Jeans USA in 1995. In 1996, Tommy Hilfiger Inc. began distributing women's clothing as well. By the end of the next year, Hilfiger had opened his first store in Beverly Hills, which was followed by a store in London in 1998. The company launched its bed and bath line in 1998. Throughout the 1990s, the company's marketing division worked in tandem with the popular music industry, and as early as 1993, Hilfiger was an official sponsor for Pete Townshend's Psychedelic Tour. In the early 1990s, a baggier, less tailored menswear look came into fashion, and Hilfiger gave his clothes a more relaxed fit, as roomier styles with oversized logos became popular with hip-hop artists in the mid to late 1990s. Hilfiger's style of clothing became both increasingly popular with the American preppy scene and as hip-hop fashion, and when Snoop Dogg wore a Hilfiger sweatshirt during an appearance on Saturday Night Live in the 1990s, it sold out of New York City stores the next day. Hilfiger courted the new hip-hop market, and rappers like Puff Daddy and Coolio attended his runway shows. The clothes were marketed in connection with the music industry, with collections often influenced by the fashion of music subcultures. And American R&B singer Aaliyah became the spokesperson for Tommy Hilfiger Corporation in 1997. In 1997, the company sponsored Sheryl Crow's If It Makes You Happy tour. In 1999, it sponsored both Britney Spears' Baby One More Time tour and Lenny Kravitz's Freedom tour. In 2001, women's intimate apparel was introduced. After sales and net income faltered in 2001, the company's sales in 2002 totaled $1.87 billion. Overall, between 2000 and 2009, sales slipped from around $1.9 billion to $700 million. During the same time period, however, HILFIGER's European sales steadily rose to $1.13 billion. In 2003, HILFIGER executive Fred Gehring and HILFIGER decided to further invest in the brand's growing overseas audience by refocusing on the brand's original style, classic American cool, and designing the clothes out of New York City. Gehring also adapted the business model to suit European retail culture, pursuing partnerships with European department stores and with smaller boutiques, signing 4,500 of them in 15 countries. HILFIGER also strove to retain the designer brand exclusivity of the HILFIGER label by signing a deal to distribute the best-selling HILFIGER lines at Macy's only. HILFIGER has endorsed products such as True Star as a fragrance, which was released in 2004, with Beyoncé Knowles as poster girl. True Star would go on to win a Fifi Award for Best New Commercial Fragrance. By 2004, the Tommy Hilfiger Corporation Company had revenues of $1.80, approximately billion, and 5,400 employees. In 2006, Tommy Hilfiger sold Tommy Hilfiger Inc. for $1.6 billion, or $16.80 a share, to Apex Partners, a private investment company. After the acquisition, Gehring assumed control of the American headquarters of Tommy Hilfiger as well as Europe. Gehring and Hilfiger narrowed their focus in the United States to the profitable core sportswear line, and U.S. sales began to rise in 2010. In March 2010, Phillips and Hewson PVH Corp. bought the Tommy Hilfiger Corporation for $3 billion, in a deal that was nearly 7 times what PVH had paid for Calvin Klein in 2003. Fred Gehring, who launched HILFIGER's European division in 1996, assumed the role of HILFIGER's CEO. Daniel Grieder was appointed CEO of Tommy Hilfiger Group in July 2014. Former CEO Gehring was made executive chairman of Tommy Hilfiger Group and was appointed vice chairman of PVH. In January 2015, Tommy Hilfiger debuted a digital sales showroom at its New York City headquarters, which the publication WGSN opined would transform the traditional buying process. With plans to open showrooms in other cities, HILFIGER described the showroom as an innovation of the order process with cost-saving potentials along the whole value chain. In August 2015, Gehring stepped down as Tommy Hilfiger Group's chairman. Though he retained his role at PVH, Tommy Hilfiger remains the company's principal designer, leading the design teams and overseeing the entire creative process. In 2020, PVH announced that as part of their animal welfare policy, the company does not use exotic skins and would be banning their use in Tommy Hilfiger collections when our annual update of that policy is released. In 2021, Tommy Hilfiger released their first genderless collection in collaboration with Indumore.